Nope. Rich Paul, LeBron lovers, we're not doing this. We is not about to change history. I don't know if you guys went and fought Thanos and got the Infinity Gauntlet, took the Time Stone, and did a snap or something and trying to rewrite history. We're not doing this, bro. No, we're not doing this. Now, for the younger LeBron fans who think people are just hating on LeBron, nah, a lot of y'all get misinformation. They put a lot of lies and propaganda and false narratives out there. And because, you wasn't around to watch it or you didn't understand what was going on because you was young, y'all taking it, y'all eat it up. This thing about the Miami Heat with LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh wasn't the big three, that's not even an opinion. That's just a lie, y'all. Some things are opinion, but some things are just lies. They were a big three. But see what it is now, you got people who want to downplay Chris Bosh. For y'all who's unaware, right? Let me explain to you how good Chris Bosh was as a player. Now, before he went to the Miami Heat, he was the franchise player for the Toronto Raptors. No, they didn't win a championship. No, they didn't have a lot of playoff success, right? But Chris Bosh was recognized as one of the best players in the league, one of the best big men in the league. His final season with the Raptors before joining LeBron James and Dwayne Wade, he averaged 24 points a game, 11 rebounds, and 1 block. He was an NBA All-Star. I think he started making the All-Star game. I want to say 2006 was his first All-Star game, and he made it every season afterwards. Before he got to Miami and the times in Miami or something like that. And he made one All-NBA team, right, in 2007. Chris Bosh was an elite player. And the stat nerds will look at his stats in Miami and say, well, he was averaging like 18 points a game and 8 rebounds. And, well, if you understand basketball and logic, when you have 3 players of the caliber of LeBron James and Dwayne Wade, somebody's going to have to take a back seat, right? Now, we all know LeBron James and Dwayne Wade were the 2 best players on that Miami Heat team. Chris Bosh was the 3rd best. Now, just because he was the 3rd best on that team does not mean he was not an elite player when he had his own team. He was an elite player. 24 points, 11 rebounds. It's only one basketball. You can't score but so many points. So, of course, when him playing with Bron and Wade, his numbers is going to go down. And for him to be a 3rd option, still putting up about 18 or 19 or whatever it was, that's still playing elite basketball. So this downplay of Chris Bosh to big up LeBron James is disgusting. It's disrespectful. And let me say something else, right? Because I seen other podcasts, they was talking about Pau Gasol, who was a great player. And, they had a debate about him being a top 5 big man, while he was in the league. I don't believe he was a top 5 big man. But I'm not trying to have that debate, that whatever, right? But people got this thing that Pau Gasol was better than Chris Bosh. They talk about Kobe Bryant having Pau Gasol, and they talk about Pau Gasol as if he was Artis Gilmore or Kevin McHale or Moses Malone or something. Pau Gasol was an amazing player. Would love to have a Pau Gasol on my team. But he started getting overrated to try to downplay the greatness of Kobe Bryant, which is sad because he should be celebrated, but he shouldn't be weaponized, right? Now, I told you Chris Bosh averaged 24 points, 11 rebounds, 1 block, made an All-Star, and was All-NBA in 2007. That was his resume. Well, that was some of his resume before joining Miami. His last season, he averaged the 24 and 11. Pau Gasol, right, the year before he got traded to the Lakers, he averaged 20.8 points per game, 9.8 rebounds, 2.1 block. He made 1 NBA All-Star. If I'm wrong in the comments, let me know. But he made 1 NBA All-Star before joining the Lakers, before getting traded to the Lakers. Then in 2007, 2008 season, before the trade to the Lakers, he was averaging 18.9 points, 7.8 rebounds, 1.6 blocks. That's before the trade to the Lakers that season. But see, what they would tell you is that Pau Gasol was an elite player, which he was. He was a beast. But they would downplay the greatness of Chris Bosh, who, in my opinion, was a better player than Pau Gasol. I'm not saying Chris Bosh was way up here and Pau was way down there, but he was a better player than Pau Gasol. But they'll tell you that Pau Gasol was a way better player than Chris Bosh, and you shouldn't even have a conversation about it, which is just a lie. It's a lie. And I hate to see somebody like Chris Bosh get disrespected. His career get downplayed. His contributions to the Miami Heat winning those 2 championships and making it to 4 finals in a row is getting downplayed to big up LeBron James by the media, by the Rich Pauls and all these guys. And this is why a lot of people are not fans of LeBron James in the clutch world order. Because now they're getting on here, they're spreading lies, and you got the younger people who's believing this nonsense, who wasn't around, who didn't know what was going on. And I think it's just unfair, man. It's unfair for Chris Bosh, his legacy, to get tarnished like that or to get played. Chris Bosh, he did his job on those teams. He was a great player before and during those teams, man. And I just don't like. I just don't like it, man. Just like now, if somebody get on here and disrespect Pau Gasol and act like he was a scrub or something, that'd be disrespectful. Pau Gasol was an amazing player, but Chris Bosh was too, and he was a better player. Like, people go look on Wikipedia or something and look at Pau Gasol's accolades for his career, and he achieved those. He earned all of those. But they discount what he did before joining the Lakers. But yet when it comes to Chris Bosh, they'll say, well, Chris Bosh won all that, but they'll overplay Pau Gasol. They're both amazing. Chris Bosh was a better player. Once again, I'm not saying Chris Bosh was Karl Malone, but they were both amazing. Chris Bosh was a better player. He was one of the best big men in the league. There was a reason why he was a franchise player of the Toronto Raptors. Now you're going to say, well, the Raptors ain't win nothing. Everybody can't win. The Raptors overall wasn't a great team. Neither was the Memphis Grizzlies when Pau Gasol was the number 1 guy. But they were drafted to be their franchise player for a reason. They just couldn't get the pieces around them and, get the job done. That's all it was. Just because Chris Bosh ain't as great as Wade and LeBron, we're not going to take away what he's done for their team and how big he was for that big 3. Leave your thoughts in the comments. I'm out.